ABC Jeff here again. Wanted to go ahead while I had everything going here and get another quick video of some of the pre-orders that came in right prior to Christmas. These are ones that were they came in after that video that I gave of my pre-Christmas gifts, and then these came in like the day before. Just all these pre-orders come in. The mail was like overflowing that day. It seemed like I got more than half a dozen records came in that had been on order. So these are, so they're not Christmas presents, as I mentioned before. These are all, again, similar to the last video. These are all part of the limited run vinyl series, which means they're pressed anywhere from, roughly, they could be 100 to 200 to 300, depends on the title. But these were a set. Now, one of them, this one, we're talking about the band Modest Attraction. Modest Attraction is a Swedish band. They started around 91, I believe, 91-ish. And so basically, this album, I've shown these had been released on CDs. So we've got CDs that match each one of these. I talked about them a little in the video I talked on the CDs, I don't know, a handful of videos ago. This vinyl came out, this was sent, I don't know, maybe 2 weeks ago. So I knew the other two were coming. This one came in a little early. They shipped it, so I wanted to hold them and talk about all three. Modest Attraction, Swedish band, melodic, 90s. They were tail end of the 80s sound, kind of a melodic, maybe at times a little power metal, but they're a little more melodic. So I always kind of look at them as more of a, hard rocking band with maybe a little metal edge, but not so much metal. But have loved them since I discovered their second album. This first album, Get Ready, which 30th anniversary remastered on vinyl for the first time. Again, this was one I was never even aware had existed. So this would have been something I guess they released more or less custom. It's made up of two sets of recordings. One is from late 91, and they released that on a custom, pretty professional looking cassette back in early 92, for distribution at shows and stuff. And then in like April of 92, they went back in and recorded a handful of songs, and so that's the second side. So the first side are the November 91 recordings, and then the second side are April 92, and then they put them both together and they released those on a CD back in the day, the band did. And so now we've seen these on vinyl and again on remastered CD, had one of the cards in it, updated booklet and everything. Now the it's got that Swedish flavor of a lot of the power metal type bands at the time, with a little less emphasis on the metal. The singer Christian went on to play with Narnia after this and has been in so many other projects and bands along the way, but is probably well known mostly for a long time tenure there in Narnia. Has released a lot of great stuff and, still doing some stuff here and there. So this, got us a pressing. Let me see, what do I got here? I believe all of mine are black. Comes with the custom rings and stuff. Nicely done and packaged in kind of a flat color there. Insert with a lot of collages and stuff. Courtesy of Mrs. Scott Waters. If you're not a fan of his channel, go get it and go get in there. Yeah, so great. Again, really wasn't sure what to expect of this. You'd think early band material, early demo material, since I knew the albums that followed this had never heard this. But oh my gosh. Man, they come out of the gate just blazing. That is some great stuff. Second album, which is one I've had for a handful of years, is Truth in Your Face. Again, this is also first time on vinyl, remastered on vinyl for the first time. Really kind of coming in their own as far as their sound. They, very much, similar, but still just powerful, melodic, hard rocking. Back in the day, we would have called this metal because it was anything that was kind of cutting edge like that. But I think by today's standards, maybe a little more just hard rocking. Again, black, custom labels. This one is glossy. It's also a gatefold. Even though it's an only single album there. It's pretty nice. Got lyrics and things in there. There's the songs there. A lot of the great, still a lot of the great stuff, sound from the first album, but just a little more behind it, a little more effort, a little more, a little more maturity. And then the third album, Divine Luxury. I think this was the first one I got back when I had this on CD. And this was their '96 album, and also remastered for the first time on vinyl. Love the look there. If you can see that, look at that. Got the '70s vibe with the looks like bell-bottom pants and stuff. The cool-looking outfits. And on this one, they brought in a organ player, and so this album has always been described as having a big, deep purplish type flare with that organ sound and everything. So it is just slight different change from the other sound, but still, it's pretty much the same melodic, hard rockin', just commercial sounding hard rock there, but then you add on a little organ, and it just adds a whole new depth to it. Probably one of my favorite albums. This is the one I've had the longest. It also is a gatefold. Keep that glare off of there. These are on Retroactive Records, and again, they are part of the limited run. And I'm pretty sure, I don't think these came on anything but black, but I could be wrong. I don't know. A lot of times they do combos, but I've been sticking with black if the price is different, which I don't think they were on this, but I don't know. Just been going traditional black. The first one, was not a gatefold, so I just want to double check and make sure. And again, those were also on CD, so you can get the CDs or the vinyl, remastered and reissued. First time since the '90s. These things have been long out of reach for a lot of people, and it's just great to have them again. So check them out if you haven't. If you're into like bands like Narnia, the power progressive, that symphonic metal of the Narnia sound of the '90s and early 2000s, then you probably would get into this. It's a lot of that same feel, and I just love it, and I've loved it since the '90s, and it's just so great to have them now again reissued on both vinyl and CD after so many years, especially that first album. Man, I couldn't believe when I put the needle down on that. I'm like, I cannot believe that this is just some primo stuff for a little, what I call demos, or would have thought of as demos. But anyway, that's all for now. I'll be back. Thanks a lot for watching. Rock on and rock hard.